My name is Antoine Allen. As you can see, I'm black. Like most black people, I'm not exactly a fan of racism, especially blackface. I've even made videos discussing why turning up to your work Halloween party covered in blackface paint dressed as Samuel Jackson, Colin Kaepernick or Serena Williams is, wait for it, racist. But luckily enough, apart from people like Megyn Kelly, most people know blackface is wrong. However, even I was shocked to see this picture from the Netherlands, so I decided to go there myself and see if they can persuade me why this isn't racist.
I defend my culture and my tradition.
Simple as that. To tell the history of Black Pete, we have to learn the history of St. Nicholas. In Europe, St. Nicholas has been depicted often with a servant that was a black chained devil like Krampus, who had the job of whipping and punishing naughty children, but was under the watchful eye of white St. Nicholas. Basically a story of good controlling evil. Black Pete joined St. Nicholas' story when a Dutch school teacher named Young Schenkman wrote a book called St. Nicholas and His Servant. This book became the foundation as to why the chained devil was replaced in tradition with Black Pete of today. The original story describes St. Nicholas visiting Dutch towns rewarding good kids, but when it came to punishing bad kids,
Pray don't beat me, sir.
and essentially being the evil figure to scare kids into being good, it was Black Pete's time to grin his big red lips and enact the buffoonish and clumsy character, the same stereotypes of blackface characters around the world. So we've just arrived and little kids are kind of staring at me like I could be Black Pete, which is a little bit weird, but we have spotted Black Pete himself in this window, as we've got the caricature, that old Disney stereotype of the big-lipped, buffoonish-looking blackface. So we're going to find out just how deep Black Pete goes into their version of history. Some people argue that Pete is not a slave or blackface, yet Schenkman wrote his children's book when the Dutch still had colonies and slaves. Slavery wouldn't actually be abolished for another 13 years in 1863, and even then slaves had to work for another 10 years as a form of reparations to their former masters. It seems like the Dutch aren't good at ending traditions, no matter how racist they might seem. Is my sound off? The police have just taken my ID away. I don't know why. And what's the system going to tell you?
Who you are? Are you okay with it?
I'm not sure if you gave me a choice or not.
Today is
We're here with Jan, who is someone who believes it's not racist. So I'm guessing this says Zwarte Piet is not racist.
Yeah.
If they were to completely get rid of Black Pete, how do you think it would impact your connection to Christmas or your children's connection to Christmas?
It will change, traditions change, cultures change, but I don't think it for me it's no racism, so it's not necessary to change it.
Blackface is not racism.
Zwarte Piet is een vriend, een friend for everybody. En het heeft niks met racisme te maken.
It's just a character. It's not a black people. It's just how do you call it in disguise.
Als je iemand racist uitscheldt of discrimineert, is niet goed. En ik begrijp, als je donker bent, dat je soms als racist of als Zwarte Piet wordt uitgescholden. Dat is ook niet goed.
There's no bullying because of Black Pete.
Ik praat met zwarte kinderen net als met blanke kinderen. Je moet dat niet anders zien.
I thought that it's no problem for black people also not.
En de kinderen die dat denken, die worden door de ouderen, door de vader en moeder gezegd dat Zwarte Piet niet goed is.
So we're literally at the side of the parade. You can see that the children are going wild for Zwarte Piet. You can see why some people think this is tradition, some people think it's fun. However, when you look into the faces that are in the crowd, there aren't that many people that look like me, to the point in which I actually feel a little bit uncomfortable as I'm the only black person here. So we've just got home after day one of going to the protests, and there was an atmosphere, but we didn't actually see any problems. We did see a lot of Black Pete's. However, I just come onto Facebook and I've seen that in Rotterdam there was actually a firebomb or a firework thrown at the anti-Zwarte Piet protesters. I think tomorrow we need to go find out for ourselves.
Weg met Zwarte Piet! Weg met Zwarte Piet! Weg met Zwarte Piet! Weg met Zwarte Piet!
It's their tradition and they have to get used to the changes, so we have to take it slow.
Traditions change. I mean, there was a tradition, the bullfighting in Spain is a tradition.
So it's like I kick you every year 10 times. And then you say it hurts, and I say, oh, sorry. You know what? Next year I'm going to kick you 8 times.
A small thing you can change, and everybody's going to be happy.
Like what children love is not necessarily a sign of what is morally good. Yeah, that's what parenting is for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you should have some empathy for people who say they're hurt.
Yeah.
It hurts them, so why wouldn't you stop it?
As you can see, the people have to get a police escort because the anti-Zwarte Piet protesters have to be protected by the police because they get threats, they get attacked, they get rocks thrown at them. It's really disgusting. So we came out of Tilburg station, we could literally see the police were everywhere, and activists were right outside the station as well. We later found out that they weren't allowed to go to the march because the police feared for their safety. We'd already arrested about 40 right-wing racists who'd threatened to attack them. So we're here with Jerry Afriyie. One of the iconic images from the anti-Zwarte Piet protesters was the image of you getting dragged away by the police.
A lot of people thought, okay, the police have to take accountability for it. Well, not. I lost my job because they said that I attacked them. When it was on camera, everyone could see.
You have to understand, we are dealing with racism, we are dealing with white supremacy. So at the end of the day, Zwarte Piet is, is something that the government is holding in place.
Even we've been here for almost 500 years, they still consider us non-Dutch. That means, if you cannot accept me for being a Black Dutch, then I know you will not accept my word. And now we are only scratching the surface. Imagine if we go deeper, what is going to come on our path.
Globally, blackface minstrel characters were used to mock, demonise and ridicule black people.
How would you like to go to work for me?
Yeah, ma'am.
The most prominent example of this is the 1915 American film The Birth of a Nation, with the plot of a blackface character that's a sexual predator attacking white women who were eventually saved by the Ku Klux Klan. Blackface has always had a historical link to racist nationalism.
You see, you don't even know who the racist is anymore. And it's not the bald one with the bomber jack who is standing there. It's not them anymore. The group is very nuanced, but it does something with humanity when you stand there for just an inclusive society, not for something outrageous, just for us all to come together. And people hate on you because you're standing for this. Being born here in the Netherlands, I thought I had rights. I thought I was part of a conversation. I'm not Dutch. And not because I don't feel Dutch, because my Dutchness or my Dutch citizenships gets questioned by the color of my fucking skin. Being connecting to this figure, that's part of your childhood memory, that you had this nice, warm kind of feeling with, and now somebody's attacking this. It creates the idea that you have celebrating something that might have racist. And what does it say about you?
Yeah.
So you get a whole this white fragility kind of situation happening. Oh, I'm a racist now. No, you're not. The whole figure is racist. And you're just implicated because we're all implicated by it. That's fine. So we all see now, hey, this figure is wrong. Let's change it together.
Often right-wing nationalism begins with defending traditions like Black Pete, but moves quickly into telling immigrants and minorities they aren't welcome. When I saw the politicisation of national flags, I saw the beginning. People say it's hard to get rid of traditions. Well, if the Netherlands cared about all its children equally, then they'd all enjoy Sinterklaas, and this change would be easy.